I feel like most pro athletes have a pretty unique story of how they got to where they are today. But the story of Brandon Aubrey takes so many twists and turns, it's just too good not to share. If you watched the Cowboys-Eagles game on Sunday Night Football in Week 14, you know who Brandon Aubrey is by now. But how did he end up in the NFL as a 28-year-old rookie? Let's find out. Aubrey was born on March 14, 1995 in St. Louis, Missouri. Growing up, Aubrey tried just about every sport. According to his mom, he took part in baseball, basketball, football, soccer, and roller hockey. He found baseball boring, and by high school, Brandon was solely focused on soccer. He went on to say, "Soccer was a big dream that I was chasing. I put all my eggs into that basket and chased that dream down and never really thought about anything else." From 2005 to 2010, Aubrey was a part of a soccer club called Dallas Texans 95 Red. In that time, his team won 5 state cups and 6 other cups and showcases. In 2010 and 2011, he played for his high school, Plano Senior High School. He was an honorable mention for all district as a freshman. By his 2011 sophomore season though, he did make first team all district. He also scored 13 goals, ranking second on his team. From 2011 to 2013, he started playing for the Dallas Texans Soccer Club, where he won 2 Disney Showcase championships for the under 17 age group. When he went to college, he took his talents to Notre Dame to play soccer, and he played there for 4 years. He had a successful career there, scoring 15 goals and winning a national title in 2013. Aubrey graduated from Notre Dame with a degree in computer science, but his athletic career was not over just yet. In 2017, Aubrey was drafted 21st overall to Toronto FC, a team in the MLS. He was officially a professional athlete in the sport he loved the most. His experience in the MLS though was not the best. He spent his rookie season for their affiliate team, Toronto FC 2, which is pretty much a minor league team. Toronto FC did not bring Aubrey back for his second season, so he signed with the Bethlehem Steel, which was an affiliate with the Philadelphia Union, another MLS team. In 2 seasons, Aubrey played in 49 matches, but all for affiliates, so he never actually made his professional debut. At the end of the 2018 season, he was released by the Bethlehem Steel and decided to retire from soccer. He went on to say, "I wasn't making a lot of money doing it, and I had just gotten married, so I didn't really want to keep traveling and being underpaid." It was now time for him to enter the quote-unquote real world and put that computer science degree to use. He moved back to Texas, specifically Dallas-Fort Worth, and took a job as a software engineer. This did not last very long, only for 4 months actually. The next part of this story is funny because it's something that you would hear your friends say on the couch. I'm sure we all have that friend or family member that sees a player miss a foul shot or a field goal in a professional game, and that friend goes, "I could do that." Well, during one afternoon during the 2019 NFL season, Brandon and his wife had a game on, and after a kicker missed a field goal, his wife Jen looks at him and says, "You could do that." At first, Brandon kind of laughed it off and thought she was crazy, but soon after, they went to a local field with a ball and a tee, and he soon realized that maybe he can do this. He soon realized that he could make the kicks from the NFL distance, and he began training after his work days as a software engineer with a kicking specialist a few days per week. What he didn't realize was that the class had all boys from middle school and high school, so he was by far the oldest in the group. At this time, there was no XFL or USFL, so the only option that Aubrey really had was to go to Canada and play in the CFL. But Aubrey refused to go back to Canada after his soccer experience there. For the next 2 years, Aubrey would attend kicking circuits and camps just trying to get noticed. While NFL executives were impressed by his ability, they were unwilling to sign a guy who had never kicked in a real game. But in 2021, it was announced that the USFL was back and running for the 2022 season, and luckily Aubrey was taken in the draft by the Birmingham Stallions. He had to leave his job and take a pay cut of nearly 50% in order to pursue this, but this is what he wanted to do. Over the next 2 seasons, Aubrey was the best kicker in the USFL. During this time, the Dallas Cowboys had some serious issues at their kicker position. Brett Maher, who had been their kicker for 3 of the past 4 years, just completely fell apart in the playoffs, missing 5 extra points in 2 weeks, including 4 in 1 game. This now opened the door for an opportunity. After going 14 for 15 on field goals in the spring of 2023 for the USFL, Aubrey was given an invitation to Cowboys training camp. Tristan Vizcaino, who had some NFL experience, was the other kicker that Aubrey had to compete with in camp. Some fans of the Cowboys wanted a more reliable veteran brought in like a Robbie Gould or a Mason Crosby, but the Cowboys held firm. And Crosby, of course, had a history with the Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy. It was also released that the Cowboys had their eyes on a couple of kickers in the draft, specifically Chad Ryland and Jake Moody, but both were taken before Dallas wanted to draft a kicker. On August 7th in training camp, Dallas released one of their kickers. It was Tristan Vizcaino, leaving Aubrey as the only place kicker on the Dallas Cowboys roster. Barring some last-minute move or signing a veteran, this was now his job to be the Cowboys starting kicker. Now, how did the Cowboys even discover Aubrey, you may ask? Well, that credit goes to John Fossil, the Cowboys special teams coordinator who happened to be scouting USFL kickers. Aubrey's NFL career started with a missed PAT on his first ever attempt, but after that, he was basically flawless. He missed no attempts over his next 8 games and has still yet to miss a field goal during his NFL career. He's been a perfect 30 for 30 so far. That includes being a perfect 4 for 4 on Sunday Night Football versus the Eagles, where each of his field goals were over 45 yards. He also became the first kicker in NFL history to make 2 field goals over 59 yards in the same game. The story this year, and rightfully so, has been the Dallas Cowboys offense and the MVP level campaign that Dak Prescott is putting together. Dallas currently boasts the #1 scoring offense in the NFL, and they have one of the highest odds to win the Super Bowl this year. Aubrey was even trusted to kick a 66-yard field goal versus the Patriots early in the season, but due to a false start, it moved them back 5 more yards and they did not attempt the kick. But it just goes to show you how much trust that Mike McCarthy has in his new kicker. Even in his first field goal on Sunday, it was a 60-yard attempt up 7-0 in the first quarter. You have to have a ton of belief in your kicker with the risk of giving Jalen Hurts and the Eagles offense a short field in a 1-score game. After what happened to Brett Maher last season, I'm sure Dallas fans are very excited to have a kicker at this level once the playoffs come around. Overall, this was a really cool story to dive into, and it took a ton of resiliency to even get there. Once again, Aubrey had to take a 50% pay cut to join the USFL, and there was no guarantee it was going to lead anywhere. He even kept practicing for 2 years because there was no league he could play in. He's been awesome, and it sucks that he had to start at 28 years old, but then again, kickers can play for a very long time. He might pull an Adam Vinatieri and play till he's 47, who knows. I wish Brandon the best, and hopefully he has a nice and long career. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like and subscribe if you did, and I'll talk to you guys next time.